Good news is that I sold my house in less than 4 hours over asking price. The bad news is that summer slowdown has got me down. Want to know what sold? Stay tuned. Hey everyone, it's Stephanie from Three Queens Resale, and if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to move myself out of the dark and into the light. There we go. Into the light. That's better. So, for those of you who are new to my channel, I am a full-time reseller now. Yes, previous to this, I was a part-time reseller, full-time middle school teacher. I have decided to take the plunge and resell full-time, at least for a year, and see how it goes. So if you're new to my channel, I definitely would appreciate you hitting the like button and subscribing to follow me on my adult gap year and my reselling journey, and just to support my channel so that hopefully I can get monetized. That's one of my goals this year, is to get monetized by the end of the year. So I'm going to really focus on YouTube and spend some time delivering some awesome reseller content, but also on my other channel. I do have another channel and I'll link it below. Also some good teaching content for new teachers, struggling teachers, so that you don't get burnt out and quit like me. So if any of that sounds amazing to you, go ahead and hit the like button and let's get started on what sold. So this What Sold covers 2 weeks because I have been busy. I got my house ready to sell. I have a 3,200 square foot home here in central Indiana. I cleaned out every room, staged every room, had the carpet shampooed, had the entire house painted with a fresh coat of paint, except for my yellow office. My yellow office stayed yellow. Yeah, so I've been super busy, and guess what, folks? My house sold sight unseen because I had such awesome photographs online. So, truth, pictures make the difference. So if you are not taking good photos for your reselling business, you need to definitely put some more time and energy into it because it does work. It worked for my house. So, yeah, I've been busy, so I'm going to go over what sold the last 2 weeks. So going all the way back to Sunday, June 27th, up until Friday, July 10th. Yes. So I will say the combination of summer slowdown and the combination of me not listing, not working on my reseller business for days because I was focused on getting the house ready has really hit my business hard. So just a reminder to me that it's important to stay consistent with reselling, with listing, sharing, doing all of that good stuff to make sure cross-listing, to make sure that you don't have these slow periods like I am having. To kind of combat, I'll let you know this before I get started, to make a comeback from this slow period, I have started listing 25 items a day on Poshmark and trying to cross-list 25 items to my various other platforms. Poshmark is my main bay, but I am trying to build stamina or some steam and momentum with the other ones, since I'm going to be counting on this income for my full-time income, at least for a while. So, with all that said, let's get started in what sold. Starting off on Saturday, June 27th, and I'm going to pull my book up so I'm not looking down. On eBay, I had one sale. It was this Ann Taylor Loft Blazer, size 8 petite tan. It was one of Coach Erin's consignment items, and I will link Coach Erin's haul up above. She actually has 2 haul videos up above because she gave me so many things to sell. It sold for $12.90, and after the fees of $1.68, we were left with $11.62, and I keep 60%, and my consignee gets 40. Monday, June 28th, was a zero sales day. Brr, I hate those. But when you don't put the work in, that's what you can expect. Tuesday, June 29th, were these Fry Veronica short leather boots that sold on Poshmark. They were in my awesome thredup box, which is in my last video. That unboxing is the last video that I did. So I'll link it up above because I still have plenty of items left from that box, and I still have to list some of those items. So if you see something in the video and you don't see it in my Poshmark closet and you want it, hit your girl up in the comments. Just leave me a comment, and then when I go through and check the comments every night, I will respond to you. But these Fry Veronica short leather boots sold for $70 after the $14 in fees and the $1.50 shipping discount. I was left with $54.50. I so wanted to keep them because they're my size, but I gotta stay focused. Next up were these Karl Lagerfeld black suede mules, size 5. They'd already sold once to a Poshmark viewer or Poshmark seller, buyer, or whatever, and they returned them. And so I just relisted them with their reposh tool. So I'm excited for that because it made it really easy. And they sold again for $21. And after the $4.20 in fees and the $1.50 in shipping discount, it left me with $15.30. For those two items, I made $69 for the day. Next up was Wednesday, June 30th. On Poshmark, I sold this Lascana Venus bikini. It had been listed since January. It was my 75th listing of January. It sold for $13, and after the $2.95 fees and the $1.50 shipping discount, I was left with $8.55. And I did pick that up at the bins. I have not been to the bins yet, and if you've been following me on Instagram, like you should be, it's down below. Follow me on Instagram. You would know that I've been doing some consignment. I started taking on consignment clients back in January during the pandemic as just another way to get inventory. And now that I'm full-time, I am wanting to ramp that side of my business up more because I get some awesome things that I would not find in our Goodwills. So I said that to say this. That's why I have not been to the bins, is because I have so much stuff that I need to list. Next up was this Elomi plus size 40J bra, and this was donated to me by my coworker Adelaide. It had been listed since June. It was item 853 for the year, and it sold for $15. After the $3 in fee, I was left with $12. So if you are not picking up and listing bras, especially bigger bras, you need to do that. They are so simple to photograph and list. And even though like I made $12 off of that bra, I sold another one also, I think in Thursday. They are so quick to list. Next up was these Aeropostale sleep shorts Burgundy. These had been my daughter's. They were also listed in June. They were listing $8.77 for the year. And they also sold for $15. And after the $3 in fees, I was left with $12. Bringing my Wednesday total to $32.55 for those three items. Moving on to July. And I don't have my June numbers because let's just be real. My dad passed away on June 3rd, and June was a cluster as far as resale. So I have not gone through. I will go through and do a video on my June numbers probably when I do July, because hopefully July will be a little bit better. But I didn't do very well in July, but I'm gonna come back strong. So July 1st, I sold another one of my coworker Adelaide's bras, the Alomi black bra. It was a size 40J. It was item number 850 and had also been listed since June. It sold for $20. After the $4 in fees, I was left with 16. Next up was, and Adelaide gave me that stuff for free. She just donated it to me. She was selling her house and she gave me a bunch of her things that she just wanted out of her house. I am going to put a link on my Instagram for people who are in central Indiana if they want to consign with me. I can't be traveling to and fro, but if you're in central Indiana, I am working on building that arm of my resale business. Especially once I have a Shopify, which I'll put the link below as well in the description. And if you're interested in purchasing anything from me, be sure to check that Shopify store first because I can give you the best prices and I do pay for shipping on Shopify. But next up was one of my consignee Coach Erin's haul from her haul. It was this H&M Skinny Classic Wash pull-on jegging, size 12. They sold for $12, and after the $2.95 fee, the $1.50 shipping discount, I was left with the $8. Moving on to Friday, July 2nd, the first thing to sell were these Lilly Pulitzer gold espadrilles, and it definitely hurt my spirit to sell these, but in cleaning out my closet, I had to understand that they hurt my feet when I wear them. And so I broke my foot about 3 years ago now. And yes, wedges, heels for any amount of time are really hard for me to wear. And I think I only wore these one time last summer, maybe like 2 times ever. So I had to let them go. So I was so excited when they sold for $60. And after the $12 fee, Poshmark fee, I was left with 48. Also on Poshmark, I sold this Eileen Fisher casual t-shirt dress, size small. This had been listed since August, and I picked it up at a local consignment shop. I think I only had a couple of bucks into it, but it sold for 15. And after the $3 in fees, I was left with 12. Then finally, this Prologue short sleeve top was donated to me by my friend Carly. It had been listed since November. It sold for $8. After the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $5.05, making Friday's total $65.05. Then Saturday, July 3rd, I sold these Clark's platform wedges, size 8.5. On Poshmark, they sold for $9 after the $2.95 fees and the $1.50 shipping discount. I was left with $4.55. They were a couple of years old. They were a pretty old listing, and I went ahead and let them go for that because I have tons of shoes, and I have sold my house, and I have tons of these boxes around the house. I probably have close to 100 of these boxes full of inventory and at least 10 bins of shoes, big Rubbermaid bins of shoes in my garage. And all of that stuff is going to have to be moved when we move into our house. So it's time to thin the herd. So that I'd rather sell it to you than have to break my back moving it. And then I'll just resource once we get to the new place. So let's go over that week's totals, the first week's totals. So June 27th through July 3rd, I sold a total of 211 items, $211.22. 12 items. My average sale price was $17.60, which is amazing for me, and my cost of goods was $7. So the consignment arm of my business, I sold $19.22 worth of items. 9% of my overall take was from consignment. Of the $19.22, I got $11.53, and the consignee got $7.69. So, yes, I told you guys it was not amazing. So, let's hope things change. Turn them off. Second week in our What Sold video starts with Sunday, July 4th, which I sold had one sale on Poshmark, and it was my consignee Candace's item. So I'll link her haul up above. I'm picking up some new stuff from Candace today, so get ready for another Candace haul. But it was this 9 West Briar Pump size 8.5. They sold for $12, and after the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $9.05. And that was the only sale on the 4th of July. Then Monday, July 5th, I sold these Barefoot Freedom shoes. They were size 12 narrow, but I just got them back in the mail today that said return to sender. So I'm going to have to reach out to Poshmark to see what is up with that, if I just sent it to the wrong address. But they sold for $48, and after the $9.60 in fees, I would have made $38.40. So that is a dagger to my heart. So hopefully I can figure out if the buyer moved or what's going on with that and try to get those to the buyer. The next 3 sales are all eBay sales. First is this Lucky Brand chambray button-down size medium. It's been listed since April. It sold for $12, and after the $1.56 in fees, I made $10.44. Next were these Timberland leather sandals that I picked up at the bins last year. They sold for size 9.5. They sold. I sent an offer for $10. After the $1.30 in fees, I was left with $8.70. And then I also sold these Nike Girls Grade School Star Runner running shoes, size 5. They sold for $10, and after the $1.30 fee, I was left with $8.70, bringing my Monday total to $66.24 for those 4 items. Moving on to Tuesday, July 6th. The first item to sell, all the items sold on Poshmark. I told you Poshmark was my main bag, but I'm going to try to get in there with eBay. St. Tropez linen pants. They had been listed since April. They sold for $14, and after the $2.95 fees, I was left with $11.05. Next was this American Eagle Soft and Sexy cardigan, cream size extra small. This was part of my consignee Emma's haul, and I think I have 3 things left for Emma. And so I am going to have an Instagram sale and try to see if I can move those, because she is tiny. But this item was item 329 of the year and had been listed since March. It sold for $14, and after the $2.95 in fees, I was left with $11.05. And once again, my consignee gets 40%, I take 60%. Next up was this J. McLaughlin dress size extra small. It had been listed since June of last year. It sold for, I took an offer for $20 I sent an offer to Likers for $20 after the $4 in fees and the $1.50 shipping discount. I was left with $14.50. It just was a dress that I think it's super cute, but it just was not getting that much attention, or really any attention. So I was like, yeah, let me drop the price and let it go. Next up was this Lulu's fancy dress, pink, size extra large. I actually bought this dress last year for myself to wear to a bridal shower, and it was too tight. It was too tight across the chest and the hips. Really just all over. It just was not, I just need to size up. Maybe I need plus size in that brand. But it sold for $24, and after the $4.80 shipping fee and the $1.50 selling the $4.80 Poshmark fee and the $1.50 shipping discount, I was left with $17.70. And I did in the listing indicate that I felt like it ran small. So if you are reselling something, and you know it runs small, I would indicate that in the listing to the buyer, to potential buyers, so that you don't end up with a return. Those 4 items, I made $54.30. Wednesday, July 7th, I sold this Crown to Call Oxford Antique gravy boat. And I have a few more pieces from this set. I didn't know what I was doing, and so I decided that I wanted to sell fine china, and I found some fine china at the Goodwill, but I decided that I wanted to sell like the special pieces, like the gravy boat or the tea kettle, or so I picked up a bunch of things, not even knowing what the heck I was doing, just taking learning, and this gravy boat finally sold. I paid $1 for it, and it sold for $16 after probably 2 years. But I only had it listed on Poshmark. I should have cross-listed it to Mecari and eBay. But it sold for $16 after the $3.20 in fees and the $1.50 shipping discount. I made $11.30. So I don't know I was really nervous about shipping it. You should have seen how I had this thing wrapped up. So I don't know if hard goods, plates and dishes and things are for me right now. I'm like non-breakables, like dresses. So we'll see if I decide. I do have a few more of those pieces that I, of course, will list and try to sell. But yeah, I'm happy with it, but I was glad to see it go. Next up was the eBay sale. I took an offer on this J. McLaughlin pink snakeskin dress, size extra large. Have you ever seen something that you're like, this is so ugly that it's cute? That's kind of how I felt about this dress. Pink snakeskin, the Catalina knit, and whatever. It had been listed since February. It was item 268. So I took an offer. I had it listed for like 40, but I had gotten no attention on it. So I took an offer for 25, and after the $3.25 in fees, I was left with $21.75. Then also on eBay were this swimsuits for all pants, plus size swim 365, size 26. I looked up on 2 pair of these pants at the Goodwill on $1 a day and paid $1 for each of them. And they have been listed since November last year. And the first pair sold like right away for $25, and I was like, yes. And now this one like has just been hanging on. So I took an offer for $10.50. I made $1 after the $1.37 in fees. I made $9.14. So for those 2 pair of pants that I paid $2 for, I've made $35 off of. That is why I love to resell. But anyway, I digress. So for Wednesday's total, it's $42.19. Then moving on to Thursday, July 8th. The first thing was this Athletica skirted legging, size black. It's sold on Poshmark. $15 after the $3 in fees. I was left with $12, and that had been listed since April. Then I sold this Bowden navy blue ponte knit dress, size 6. And it's so funny. I had just been watching Courtney from Common Tags about her items that she'll only pick up for $1 or whatever, and Bowden was on it, and she said that the comps weren't good for certain items, but anyway, so I sold this dress. I'm feeling really proud of myself. It sold for $44. After the $8.80 in fees, I was left with $35.20. I think I paid about $2 for it at one of my local consignment shops. So that brings Thursday's total to $47.20. And I'll link Courtney's channel below. She's one of my favorite reseller channels that I like to watch. And if you are new to reselling and haven't found her, she's definitely a good resource and just really honest, open, and someone no nonsense. That's kind of what I like about her. Friday, July 9th, I sold these American Eagle sweatpants Burgundy. They were from Candace's haul, and they had been listed since January. They were item listing 87 for the year. They sold for $9, and after the $1.46 in fees, I made $7.54. The buyer just reached out to me and said that the drawstring is not in the pants. I don't know what she's talking about because in the picture it's there. When I packaged it, it was there. I don't know what happened between her getting it and I don't know. So if she wants to return them, she can. I do not have the drawstring. So they were in the pants when I shipped them. Who needs drawstring sweatpants without the drawstring? Nobody. So hopefully that sale goes through, but if it doesn't, I'll let you know if it gets returned. Next up on Poshmark was this Mix It by Heidi Wiesel dress, size 24. It sold for $24, and after the $4.80 in fees and the $1.50 shipping discount, I was left with $17.70, and that was listing 38 of the year. It had been listed since January, and I picked that up at a Goodwill Dollar Day for $1. And then on eBay, the Scorpio Soul legging, size medium, sold for $10 after the $1.30 in fees. I was left with $8.70, and I picked those up at a consignment shop for less than 80 cents. I don't remember. I know they had several items that were like $10, but then they were like $10, $7, $8, but then they were 90% off. So I got it under $1. So those three items come to $33.94 for the day. Then the last day in our what sold video, let's hope it's not a zero sales day. It's not. Saturday, July 10th, I sold these Vince Camuto ankle strap heels, pink, size 9, and they weren't in my thredup box. Almost my whole thredup box was size 9, which is what I wear. So I wanted to keep almost every shoe, but I am selling them all. So make sure you watch that video. They sold for $30, and after the $6 in fees, I was left with $24. And then I sold this on eBay, this Banana Republic off the shoulder top size large. This is from Coach Aaron's consignment haul. It sold for $10.50 after the $1.37 in fees. I was left with $9.13, bringing my total for Saturday to $33.14 for those two items. So for this week, the total sold was $283.06 for 18 items. The average sale price was $15.89. The cost of goods was $22. As far as consignment goes, I sold $27.64 in consignment items. That is about 12% of my overall take. Of that $27.64, I made $16.58, and I paid out consignees $11.07. So that is my what sold for the last 2 weeks. I'm all caught up now, so you can expect the next what sold to come out on Sunday. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so every time I upload a new video, you can be the first to know. And thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye.